Good morning, children. The students not are still in the Diwali fever. I think so. So very few students have joined, just 13 students till now. So no problem. We can start with I can start with the 15 students only. So we were doing the origin of life, and I explained you yesterday the modern theory of evolution, which was divided into the 3 steps: the chemogeny, the second step was biogeny and cogenogeny. In that, I told you how the aerobic bacteria came into existence as the first form of life. So this was taught till yesterday. Today, I'll start with the evidences of evolution. So this is the next topic which I'm going to start today, evidences of evolution. In the evidences of evolution, I'll start with the first evidence of evolution. And that first evidence of evolution is morphological and analogical evidence. The first evidence of evolution is number 1, morphological and anatomical evidence of evolution. So this is morphological and anatomical evidence of evolution. What are those morphological and anatomical evidences which explained about the process of evolution? So here I'm going to start with. So in the morphological and anatomical evidences, the first evidence are the homologous organs. So the first is homologous organs. Homologous organs we have already done in class 10. I think you still remember it. What are homologous organs? Yes, beta? Yes? Yes. Any definition of homologous organs, if anybody knows it, may I know? What are homologous organs? Like wings and hands. Yes, this is a good example of homologous organs. And if we write the definition of this, the homologous organs are the organs with similar basic structure, and similar basic structure is similar, embryonic origin is similar, but the functions are different. Okay, so these organs having homologous organs are the organs having similar, the organs, I'll write the organs also, organs with similar basic structure and same embryonic origin. This has not come clear. But functionally different. So what do they have? These are the organs with similar basic structures and same embryonic origin, but functionally they are different. Now, example of homologous organs. What are the examples of homologous organs? The first example which I am going to give you, I'll give you 2-3 examples of this. So in the example, the first example which I'm going to give you is The mouth parts of insects. The mouth parts of insects, you must have heard about the mouth parts of various insects. Okay, so these mouth parts of all the insects, they have the same origin, they have the same structure. So in these, the mouth parts of all the insects, they have same basic structure and embryonic origin, but their functions are different. And how these functions are different? Their functions are different. And how these functions are different? If you see, if it is an insect, say mosquito, if it is mosquito, it will have, the function will be sucking the blood, or it will have sucking type of mouth parts. Sucking. The function is different, it is sucking type. Okay, sucking, or we can say sucking of blood. Okay, the function is different. Okay, if it is cockroach, another mosquito, the function of its mouth part is chewing. If it is housefly, the function is somewhat like sponging type. So the basic structure is same, embryonic origin is same, but the functions are different. Here I have given you the example of mouth parts of insects, which is mosquito, cockroach, and housefly. In all the cases, the basic structure and the embryonic origin is same, but if you see the functions, they are different. In case of mosquito, it is sucking. In case of cockroach, it's chewing. In case of housefly, it is sponging. The other second example of this, the homologous organs, that means how it becomes an evidence of evolution. Say the same basic structure, whether it's mosquito, it's a cockroach, or it's a housefly, the basic structure and embryonic origin is same. Where is the difference? Later on, according to their according to their habitat, or according to their needs, they changed their functions. They switched over to different function. Basically their origin was same, basically their structure was same, but according to their needs, according to their needs, they changed their, somebody is there, wants to get admitted, yes. So but according to their needs, they change their function. This is what one evidence of evolution. Another evidence of evolution is forelimbs. If we see the forelimbs of man, bird, lizard, etc., or a horse, forelimbs of man, horse, birds, lizards. In this, the basic structure and origin, embryonic origin is same. But what is the difference? The difference is functions. The functions are different. How the functions are different? In case of man, it is for doing work. In horse, it is galloping. In birds, it is flying. In lizards, it is crawling. So forelimbs are same. The basic structure of forelimbs, whether it is in man, horse, birds, and lizards, it's same. The embryonic origin of also the forelimb of man, the horse, birds, and lizard, it's same. But where do they different? They differ in their function because they adapted their function according to their needs. Whatever habitat they started living in, whatever work they were involved in, they changed their function according to that. That means the functions were changed according to their needs. So man used it for doing work, horse for galloping, birds use the forelimbs for um, flying, the lizards for crawling. So the functions have changed, but the basic structure, the embryonic origin remains the same. Then we have one more example. This is heart of all vertebrates. Heart of all vertebrates. If you see the heart of all vertebrates, the basic structure, the origin, it is same, but where does it differ? In some cases, the heart is two chambered, so its function is less complicated. If we see in case of reptiles, the heart is three chambered. In case of we see the amphibians, again the heart is three chambered. If we come to the mammals or the birds, the four chambered, it functions in a different way, producing a lot of energy. So functionally it has become different, but the origin and basic structure remains the same. So these are the evidences, morphological evidences of first type, which are homologous organs. Now, one thing more which I want to tell you, that homologous organs, these are the example of divergent evolution. There is a type of evolution which we will discuss later on, and that evolution is divergent evolution. What is divergent evolution? Divergent evolution, in this the same structure, same embryonic origin, but they have adapted to different needs. Same basic structure, same embryonic origin, but when the question of functions come, but adapted to different needs as far as functions are concerned, functionally. That means if we take it like here, if we take it here, we consider this is one same basic structure for all the basic structure, and the embryonic origin is same, but they diverted to different directions on their according to their needs. According to their needs, they diverted to different directions. That means some went for flying according to their need. Some organisms, although they had if they although they had the same basic structure and same embryonic origin, if they were birds, they started flying. Okay. If they were reptiles, they started crawling. Okay. If they were amphibians, they started jumping. Fine. If they were mammals, again they, according to their functions, they develop themselves. Okay, so this is considered to be a divergent evolution, because they had one type of basic structure and embryonic origin, but they changed into different directions of functions according to their need. Is it clear by this diagram, the divergent evolution? Is it clear, beta? Yes. Is it clear, bache? I'm not getting any response. Fine. Paras, Chitra, Sukhsahaj. Okay, fine. So this is about the homologous organs, which is the first evidence of evolution in the morphological and anatomical evidence of evolution. This is the first type. Now I come to the second type, which are analogous organs. That is also you have done in class 10. So I come to the second type of morphological and anatomical evidence, and here I come to here I come to the second type, and the second type is analogous organs. In analogous organs, this is opposite of that, what we have done before. And here, what do we have? We have different embryonic origin and basic structure, but functionally they are same. So they had organs with different basic structure and embryonic origin, but functionally they are same. Functionally they are similar. Functionally they are similar, but they have different type of embryonic origin and structure, basic structure. Now in this, the first example is sweet potato and potato. The first examples, I'll give you about 2 examples. So examples in this, the first example which I give you is sweet potato and potato. Now, if you see what is sweet potato is modified root. This sweet potato, this is modified root. So the origin is root here, if you see. And what is potato? Potato is modified shoot, modified stem or shoot. See, one is stem and one is root. So structural, basic structure and embryonic origin is different. They have evolved from different embryo. Their embryonic origin is different. Their basic structure is different because root, there is difference between root and shoot. But if you see their function, the function for both is similar. Function is storage of food. Storage of food. If you see sweet potato, this also stores food. If you see potato, this also stores food. So basic structure and embryonic origin is different. But if you see function of both is same. That means the storage of food. The second example of this is wings of butterfly and birds. The second example is wings of butterfly and birds. In wings of butterfly and birds, if you see, the wings in case of butterfly is just extension of the skin, outer skin. Extension of outer skin. In case of butterfly, this is extension of outer skin. The wings are extension of outer skin. But if we see, in case of birds, this is modified forelimb. Modified forelimb. That means it has a skeleton inside. Skeleton is present. Skeleton inside is present. Over that, flesh is present. Muscles and flesh is present. Muscles, flesh, and skin is present. Okay, so this is modified forelimb, and this is extension of outer skin. Okay, so both, if you see the basic structure and the embryonic origin is different. But if you see the function is same. And that similar function of this is to fly. To fly. Both of this, they help in the flights. So butterfly also flies by its wings, and birds also flies by its wings. If you see in both the cases, the function is same, but the basic structure, because in case of butterfly, it is only the outer skin of butterfly, it extends little and forms the wings. Whereas in case of birds, it is modified forelimb. Inside a skeleton system is present. On that, muscles and flesh is present, and blood vessels are also present, and externally it is covered by a skin. So basic structure and embryonic origin is different, but function is same. same. Another example of this is phylloclade and leaves of opuntia. So the third example is phylloclade and leaves of opuntia. The leaves, the opuntia's leaves and phylloclade. Phylloclade is rather stem. This is a stem. This is stem, whereas these are leaves. So basic structure and the embryonic origin is different if you see, but if you see their function is same, and that function is to conserve water, conservation of water. The basic function is same. So these are the example of analogous organs. If you see, because this is an example of convergent evolution. Analogous organs are examples of convergent evolution. This is example of convergent evolution. In this, different structures and different embryonic origins, they adapted to function, to perform the same function. What they had? They have different basic structures and embryonic origin, but what they did, what they did, they adapted to perform similar function. So it goes like this. Suppose, see, different embryonic origins. So one type of embryonic origin, another type of embryonic origin and basic structure, another type of embryonic origin and basic structure, another type of embryonic origin and basic structure, another type of embryonic origin and basic structure. They all gather together to perform the same function. If we consider the four limbs, if we consider this wings of butterfly and birds, here let's take only two here. It is in case of butterfly. In case of birds, the embryonic origin, it was forelimb and it was just extension of the skin. So what happened? They all adapted themselves to perform a similar function. So this is an example of convergent evolution, because different basic structures, different embryonic origin converged at one point to perform a similar function. So this is an example of convergent evolution. Is it clear to you, beta? Analogous organs, is it clear to you? We have done homologous and we have done analogous. Analogous is clear to you, or you have any question, any query of this on this? Okay, Suksahaj. Okay, Paras. This is clear. So this was about the analogous organs. After this, we come to the third type, which are vestigial organs. The third evidence. The third are vestigial organs. These are functionless or reduced organs in an organism. So presence of, or what are vestigial organs? Vestigial organs are functionless So functionless or reduced organs present in an organism. So these are vestigial organs are functionless or reduced organs present in an organism. So in these, let's say what are, let's some few organs which are now functionless of no use, but they are still present in our body. Like if you see the vermiform appendix. Vermiform appendix, it is still present in our body, but it is functionless now. That was functioning at the time when the man used to feed on the raw food, raw meat, raw vegetables. So when the fire was not discovered at that time, the vermiform appendix was functioning. It used to it has all the microbes in it which helped in digestion of the raw food, but it is now functionless, and but it is still present in our body. So we call vermiform appendix a vestigial organ. Similar, many such similar organs are present in a body, in the human body. So I'll give you a list of vestigial organs present in human beings. So I'm just writing VO, vestigial organs in humans. In vestigial organs in humans, the first comes the coccyx or the tailbone. Coccyx, COCCYX, coccyx or tailbone. You know, some people are born with it, and then they are unable to sit. Whenever they sit, it pains, you know, because the ruminants of tailbone is present in them. So they had to undergo surgery for removing this tailbone, and then they are comfortable. So this is the first thing, coccyx or tailbone. After this, there is vermiform appendix. Vermiform appendix. In the ancient time, the man used to have a number of lots of body hair. Then the presence of body hair. The next, still the hair are present in the human body, but at the time when the clothes were not discovered, at that time the human being used to have tuft of hair on the body so that they are protected from the changing weather. But still we have hair on the body, and that is because we are, these are now vestigial. Okay, but long before, you know, the man used to have hair, tuft of hairs on the body. Then are canines were very prominent before, when man used to feed on raw flesh. So at that time, canines were very prominent. Then slowly, their size decreased. But still, we have canines, though the canines are not that prominent. After that, we have the auricular muscles in pinna. Auricular muscles in pinna. AURI. Auricular muscle in pinna. Pinna is the external ear. Pinna is the external ear, and you know the animals like cats and dogs. You must have seen cows, cats, dogs, buffaloes. They can move their external ear to the direction from where the sound is coming, but we are not able to move. Okay, because we have a highly flexible neck. Our neck can move to every direction, but their neck is not that flexible. Their neck cannot move around. Ours can move around. So slowly, what happened? Our auricular muscles in our pinna, which were, you know, meant for moving the pinna, moving the external ear, they became non-functional. But in the animals like cows, dogs, buffaloes, cats, who cannot turn around their neck, in those cases still the auricular muscles which are present in pinna, they are still functioning, and they help it to move in that direction. They can move their ears to the direction from where the sound is coming. So but in human beings, these are now vermiform sorry, these are now vestigial organs. So auricular muscles in pinna of human beings are vestigial organs. Now, besides